Hey everyone, welcome back. We are going to do another EnerLux tutorial today. This is going to be about jamb extensions on our windows. We offer pre-applied jamb extensions, but we also offer these clips that go onto the interior of the window that really help as a guide. We've gotten some really good feedback from some contractors that these are really helpful to guide the jamb extension process. When it comes to jamb extensions, it's really important to remember that this is something that happens before the window is installed. Sometimes jambs go on after the window is installed with a trim carpenter. Sometimes they like to do it. Sometimes the window installer likes to do it. And so it's just important to realize that if you're going to go this route with these clips, this is something that's going to be happening before the window's installed. So these clips are actually just part of our nailing fin. And so one thing that can be a little deceptive about them is that it's actually printed on the outside, the word outside. However, don't be deceived by that. These clips actually just go right into our interior accessory groove, and they can just be squished right in there. So that's the proper orientation. And then the jamb extension, the 1x material, will go in like this. So this is our finger jointed primed pine. That's what we typically put on if you purchase pre-applied jamb extensions. But you'll want to pre-cut those. We do butt joints. You can miter them if you want. That's a little trickier, but that has a nice cosmetic appeal. So when you get these clips, once you've got your window set down, interior up on maybe a sawhorse or a blanket that's on site, then you can start by putting on these clips. They go in really easily. You can put a glue in if you like. This is a construction adhesive. You can put a thin bead along that accessory groove if you want to add a little strength. But the important thing is to make sure that you've got these clips applied right at the corners. And then about maybe every 24 to 36 inches along each side so that you can staple into them as you apply the jamb extensions. So I'll just put a few on here around the window at the corners to help guide the jambs. Another thing to note is that jamb extensions, whether they're pre-applied like this or applied by, say, a trim carpenter, are not supposed to be supported by the window. When these go into the rough opening, they need to be shimmed. The window and the jamb extensions need to have shims that support them and keep them structural. You don't want to rely just on these clips for the structural support of the jamb extensions. Okay, so now that they're in, again, maybe you do glue, maybe you don't. It's pretty simple. We've got our 1x material here that's pre-cut. Just put it in, take a longer one. And then we've got just a stapler. You can use brad nails. This is an 18 gauge stapler, and we're just going to line these up. There's 1.5 inch staples in here, so right at the butt joint here, I'm just going to make it flush. Pop them in. Pretty simple. Okay, simple enough. You might put a few more in if you're worried about them, or maybe it's a longer length. So that was the 1.5 inch staples. Now I'm switching to a 1/2 inch staple. This is going to be what we use to fasten the jamb extension to the clip or the nailing fin. So again, once you got your box made, the reveal should be nice because these guides have done their job to keep it nice and even, assuming your cuts were the right length. And once you've got that in, you can just staple right through. Keep going all the way around. I think the pressure's a little high on this, so I might have been punching through that nailing fin, but that's the idea. So this is just a simple way that we've found that helps contractors to get the jambs pre-installed. A lot of guys like to do this before they put the window in. Keep in mind that if you are doing this before you put the window in and it's got a nailing fin, you might have a really big box that you got to put into the rough opening from the exterior if it's got a nailing fin on it. So just keep that in mind and make sure you're being aware of how big jamb extensions sometimes for like really high efficiency homes. You've got a 10-inch wall or a 12-inch wall, And so if you're jamming that whole thing, that's a lot of jam that you're going to have to handle during install. So something to be aware of as well. But this is something that we'd like to offer to anyone who needs a little help, or if this seems like something that would help you, please let us know and we'd be happy to include it. As always, please call us if you have any questions. We've got a great service department. We're happy to help. So thanks for being our customer. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.